Hello everyone and welcome to Roadmap. Today's topic is Resources and Development Part 2, and if you like the video, don't forget to click on thumbs up button below. You can also subscribe for more video updates, and you can also give your suggestions in the comment section below. So topics to be covered over here are resource planning, land resources, land degradation and conservation measure, soil as a resource. So we have already completed with the other topics like the types of resources and then the development of resources, then what is sustainable development and what is Agenda 21, what is Rio de Janeiro Earth Summit 1992. So all this you can go back, check the video, and then you can come over here so that you will be able to link with the topic in a better way. Now, coming to the topic, resource planning. Now, planning is widely accepted strategy for judicious use of resources, right? And it has got importance in our country like India, which has enormous diversity in the availability of resources. Now, there are regions which are rich in certain types of resources, but are deficient in some other resources. Now, there are some regions which can be considered self-sufficient in terms of availability of resources, and there are some regions which have acute shortage of resources. Now, the states like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh are rich in minerals and coal deposits. Arunachal Pradesh have abundance of water resources but lacks in infrastructural development. Now, the state of Rajasthan is very well endowed with solar and wind energy, but lacks in water resources. The cold desert of Ladakh is relatively isolated from the rest of the country, and it has very much rich cultural heritage, but it is deficient in water, infrastructure, and some vital minerals. Now, this calls for balanced resource planning at the national, state, regional, and local levels. Now, resource planning in India. Resource planning is a complex process which involves identification and inventory of resources across the regions of the country. This involves surveying, mapping, and qualitative and quantitative estimation and also measurement of resources. Evolving a planning structure endowed with the appropriate technology, skill, and institutional setup for implementing resource development plans. Matching the resource development plans with overall national development plans. India has made concerted efforts for achieving the goals of resource planning right from the first 5-year plan, which was launched after independence. Now, the availability of resources is a necessary condition for development of any region, but merely availability of resources in the absence of corresponding changes in technology and institutions may hinder development. Now, there are many regions in a country that are rich in resources, but these are included in economically backward regions. On the contrary, there are some regions which have poor resource base, but they are economically developed. So, can you name some resource rich but economically backward regions and some resource poor but economically developed regions? And also, you can give us a reason for that. Now, the history of colonization reveals that rich resources in colonies were the main attraction for the foreign inventors, and it was primarily the high level of technological development of colonizing countries that helped them to exploit resources of other regions and establish their supremacy over the colonies. Now, resources can contribute to development only when they are accompanied by appropriate technological development and also institutional changes. India has experienced all this in different phases of colonization. And in India, development in general and resource development in particular does not involve the availability of resources, but also the technology, quality of human resource, and historical experiences of the people. Now, coming to the conservation of resources, resources are vital for any developmental activity, but irrational consumption and overutilization of resources may lead to socio-economic and environmental problems. Now, to overcome these problems, resource conservation at various levels is important, and this had been the main concern of the leaders and thinkers in past. For example, Gandhiji was very apt in voicing his concern about resource conservation in these words: "There is enough for everybody's need, not for anybody's greed." Now, he placed the greedy and selfish individuals and exploitative nature of modern technology as the root cause for resource depletion at the global level. He was against mass production and wanted to replace it with the production by masses. Now, at the international level, Club of Rome advocated resource conservation for the first time in a more systematic way in 1968. Subsequently, in 1964, Gandhian philosophy was once again presented by uh, Schumacher in his book Small is Beautiful. The seminal contribution with respect to resource conservation at global level was made by the Brundtland Commission report in 1987. This report introduced the concept of sustainable development and advocated it as a means for resource conservation, which was subsequently published in a book entitled Our Common Future. Now, another significant contribution was made at the Earth Summit at Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in 1992. Coming to the land resources, we live on land and we perform our economic activities on land and we use it in different ways. Land is a natural resource of utmost importance. It supports natural vegetation, wildlife, human life, economic activities, transport, and communication systems. Land is an asset of an finite magnitude, and it is important to use the available land for various purposes with careful planning. So, India has land under a variety of relief features: mountains, plateaus, plains, and islands. About 43% of the land area is plain, which provides facilities for agricultural industries, and mountains account for 30% of the total surface area of the country and ensure perennial flow of some rivers, provides facilities for tourism and ecological aspects. About 27% of area of the country is the plateau region, and it possesses rich reserves of minerals, fossil fuels, and also the forest. Now, coming to the land utilization, land resources are used for forest, land not available for cultivation like the barren and wasteland, land put to non-agricultural uses like the buildings, roads, factories, other uncultivated land excluding the fallow land. Now, permanent pastures and grazing land, land under miscellaneous tree crops, groves, which are not included in net zone area, cultivable wasteland left uncultivated for more than five agricultural years. Now, fallow land. Now, current fallow left without cultivation for one or less than one agricultural year, and other than current fallow left uncultivated for the past 1 to 5 agricultural years. Net zone area sown more than once in an agricultural year, plus net zone area is known as the cross cropped area. So, land use pattern in India. The use of land is determined by both physical factors such as topography, climate, soil types, as well as the human factors such as population density, technological capability, and cultural and traditions. Now, the total geographical area of India is 3.28 million square kilometer. Land use data is available only for 93% of the total geographical area because the land use reporting for most of the northeast states except Assam has not been done fully. Some areas of Jammu Kashmir, which are occupied by Pakistan and China, have not been surveyed. The land under permanent pasture has also decreased. Now, how are we able to feed our huge cattle population on this pasture land, and what are the consequences of it? Most of the other than the current fallow lands are either of poor quality or the cost of the cultivation of such land is very high. Now, the lands are cultivated once or twice in about 2 to 3 years, and if these are included in the net zone area, that the percentage of NSA in India comes to about 54% of the total reporting area. So the pattern of net zone area varies greatly from one state to another, and it is over 80% of the total area in Punjab and Haryana and less than 10% in Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur, and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Forest area in the country is far lower than the desired 33% of geographical area, as it was outlined in the National Forest Policy 1952, and it was considered essential for maintenance of ecological balance. The livelihood of millions of people who live on the fringes of these forests depends upon it. A part of the land is termed as wasteland and a land put to other non-agricultural uses. Wasteland includes rocky, arid, and desert areas, and land put to other non-agricultural uses include settlements, roads, railways, industries. Now, the continuous use of land over a long period of time without taking appropriate measures to conserve and manage it has resulted in land degradation. Now, coming to the land degradation, as it is a serious problem, there should be also measures to conserve it. We have shared our land with past generations and will have to do so with the future generations also. Now, 95% of our basic needs for food, shelter, and clothing are obtained from land. Human activities not only brought about degradation of land, but also have aggravated the pace of natural forces to cause damage to the land. And at present, there are about 130 million hectares of degraded land in India. 28% of it belongs to the category of forest degraded area, and 56% of it water eroded area, and the rest is affected by saline and alkaline deposits. Now, some human activities such as deforestation, overgrazing, mining, and quarrying have also contributed significantly in land degradation. The mining sites are abandoned after excavation work, is incomplete, leaving deep scars and traces over burning in states like Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, and also Odisha. Deforestation due to mining have caused severe land degradation. In states like Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Maharashtra, overgrazing is one of the reasons for land degradation. And in states of Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh, over-irrigation is responsible for land degradation due to waterlogging leading to increase in salinity and alkalinity in the soil. The mineral processing like grinding of limestone for cement industry and calcite and soapstone for ceramic industry generate huge quantity of dust in the atmosphere. It retards the process of infiltration of water into soil after it settles down on the land. Now, in recent years, industrial effluents as a waste have become a major source of land and water pollution in many parts of the country. And there are many ways to solve these problems of land degradation. Now, afforestation and proper management of grazing can help to some extent. Planting of shelter belts of plants, control on overgrazing, stabilization of sand dunes by growing thorny bushes are some of the methods to check land degradation. Proper management of wastelands, control of mining activities, proper discharge and disposal of industrial effluents and waste after treatment can reduce land and water degradation in industrial and suburban areas. Now, coming to the soil as the resource. Soil is very important renewable natural resource, and it is a medium of plant growth, and it also supports different types of living organisms in the earth. Now, the soil is a living system. It takes millions of years to form soil up to a few centimeters in depth. Relief, parent rock or bedrock, climate, vegetation and other forms of life and time are important factors in formation of soil. Now, various forces of nature such as change in temperature, actions of running water, wind and glaciers, activities of decomposers contribute to the formation of the soil. Chemical and organic changes which takes place in the soil are equally important. Soil also consists of organic and inorganic substances. Now, on the basis of the factors which are responsible for soil formation, color, thickness, texture, age, chemical and physical properties, the soils of India are classified. In the coming video, we'll learn about the classification of soil and the different features they have. I hope you are enjoying the video. Stay connected for more lessons to come. And you can also ask your doubts in the comment section below. Feel free to ask. Thank you for watching.